everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined in our TGIF edition. I'm Garth Swanson. Coming up on the show, long lines, short tempers. Will anything stop the madness at SeaTac today? Our hot topic panel is ready to weigh in. Plus, can you keep a secret? Find out what one boss did to embarrass the blabbermouth on his staff. And why the director of the new film Sorry to Bother You is not sorry he's making audiences think about race, and so much more. We'll talk to him in just a second. It is Friday, and that means, as always, we get things started with hot topics. And joining us to break down our favorite water cooler topics, of course, Denise Whitaker and Cale Thompson from Como News.
Hi.
You guys have been on the show before. You ready to rock and roll?
Absolutely, always.
This is always fun.
Hot topics, here we go. Our first hot topic. If you're headed to SeaTac today, you better pack your patience. The airport has experienced its busiest day ever. 170,000 travelers are expected to fly in and out this weekend. I'm not going anywhere near the airport. What do you guys think about this? It's not a disaster, but it just looks awful, doesn't it?
It does. I've been stuck in this before. TSA agents are short at the airport right now.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I got stuck coming back from Thanksgiving from Chicago. TSA was understaffed. They admitted it after the fact. So it's maddening when you're standing in line, and it's because there aren't enough agents.
But I will tell you, we got the TSA pre-check about a year ago.
Yeah.
I think it's $100 a person, which, you know, that's pricey, but best $100 I think we've spent because we breeze through.
Yeah.
But you're a frequent traveler, so that's the other big issue with this, Guard, right? I mean, you fly
all the time.
It's right now we're hitting summertime. People coming and going for cruises and vacations. They don't know what to do. They've not been in an airport maybe in years and months, and they're not used to it, so they forget stuff.
And you've heard of the Clear thing, right? You can purchase.
you can
that's
do
a little
Clear.
bit more money.
Yeah.
Better than TSA pre-check.
Do you have
too.
that?
No, I was going to get it about a year
Thinking
ago.
about it, huh?
No, so close. All right, our next hot topic. What does Dad want? Father's Day is this weekend, and it turns out the best gift to give Dad might be nothing at all. Half of fathers say they don't want anything. Other popular gifts include electronics, tools, and maybe a little bit of beer. The least popular, candy and ties. Now, that drill right there, candy. Who wants candy?
Who gives a dad candy for
Oh, no, hold on.
Day?
I would not complain, but then again, I really enjoy chocolate.
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
I know.
I don't get it.
You know, I'm a father of four. I don't want anything. I have everything I need. I'm not the richest guy in the world. I'm not the poorest. I have everything. I got a lovely kids, a lovely wife. What else do I need?
My dad,
Homemade cards.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
yeah,
that's
for
good.
kids. My dad has just always said, you know, just hearing from you on Father's Day is a treat in and of itself. Now, I talk with my father relatively regularly. I'm still on the fence about what to get him, though, this year. I just don't know. I mean, this is a guy who
Do you like working with his hands? He's like tools?
He does, but I just, I've always struggled. Mom, has always been very easy to shop for. She also always usually gets things like the flowers and the candy. I know that that's generic.
Yeah.
But she appreciates them, or at least says she does. Dad is a harder one for me to shop for.
Yeah.
And I'm a guy, shopping for a guy.
Okay, you all need to come to my family because we don't do gifts.
I like
We
that.
do cards.
Yep.
When we're
That's
in the
good.
same city together, which we're not, we go to the store, pick out a card. This is the one I would buy you, and we don't spend the money on it. We save the money. And my dad, this is no joke, they just moved. I've been begging my stepmother for the address. I can't even send my dad a card. I'm just gonna have to call him and hope he answers.
Oh,
the
he
phone.
will. All right, let's move on. Our next hot topic, take off your clothes. Jump on a two-wheeler and celebrate the arrival of the longest day of the year. The annual Fremont Solstice Parade is this Saturday. That means floats, dancers, and of course, the naked cyclists. Now, I haven't been there. Hey, I know that guy.
Wait,
right?
you've
You've never been?
I've never been, and I'm
Have
a
you looked
Magnolia.
up the pictures
Time
on
out.
the internet?
Time out.
I have.
Okay.
Cy Bean, our photographer, gets great shots.
Have you done it?
This is my hood. I mean, I live in Fremont.
So you're riding on Saturday?
Oh, right. No. Let's
Dale.
clarify here.
Hey,
Let's be very
he's all
clear.
into it, right?
Hold on. Let's be
Right.
very clear. I'm not riding,
I'll get you some body paint.
but it happens just down the street, so it's kind of hard to miss it when they go
Right,
by.
that's true.
I'll go get you a hover around, and then you can do your thing. And
There's this joke, though, and I don't know, it's maybe not a joke, it's an observation. You can tell the people who are pros at this, in that they've done it more than 1 year. They put plastic over their seats.
Okay.
I'm just saying, there's
the
a lot
day's
of
not
body
hot
paint.
either.
There's a lot of body paint involved. Just let that sink in for a second, or don't. I don't know.
yeah, you don't want it to sink in. Yeah. All right.
Who's riding with me? Let's go.
Wait, who's riding with you?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's
do
go.
it.
I've never been there. All right, our next hot topic, the red-hot Seattle Mariners. The M's are 19 games above 500. They're fighting for the top spot in the AL West. They had first place a couple of days ago. The team, they look like playoff contenders. They're winning by 1 run in some games. They're just on fire. Besides losing last night 2-1 to the Red Sox. Are these guys for real? Because they've teased us before.
Well, besides losing last night 2-1 to the Red Sox. Yeah.
I'm excited for them.
excited for
absolutely.
them. Yeah, we want to see them do well.
Yes.
Absolutely. You want the Seahawks. When the local teams do well, it gives new energy to the city.
This is
Don't
true.
you think?
But you got to have. The Mariners, unfortunately, don't have the die-hard fans that like the Seahawks have or the Sounders have, that it doesn't matter if they're losing, they're still going to be there. Mariners are a little more temperamental, and I wish they weren't. Just stick with them.
That is true, but I will say, I made the mistake of mispronouncing a player's name a few years ago, and I got no less than probably 4 or 5 emails from die-hard Mariners fans.
Well, those were the 4 fans
making
that
it
day.
clear.
Yeah.
Well,
they're doing it without Robinson Cano, too,
right.
which is big.
Yeah.
Okay, our next hot topic. The 2018 World Cup is underway, and 8 years from now, Seattle could be the center of the soccer world. The U.S., Mexico, and Canada won joint bids to host the 2026 World Cup, and our city is on the short list to host some of those games. I'm excited about this. I was never a soccer person until I moved to Seattle, and that was a long time ago. Now I love soccer. This is huge for the city if we can get a couple of World Cup games.
Oh, I would love this. It would be so much fun. It would be great on so many issues. And I'm going to throw this out there. I really think, number one, it would force the city to clean up the problems that they have before they came.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
I just think Sounders fans that I know are just ecstatic about this and the potential. So, yeah.
And I think a lot of people, when they think, oh, soccer, World Cup, not a big deal. When you think of the Super Bowl, you get 100 million people that watch. When you talk about the World Cup, it's 10 times that. It's 1 billion people that watch that event.
That is
huge. It'd be great for our city.
We could bring in all of the cruise ships at that time.
Oh, my gosh,
and let
that'd be
people
awesome.
hang on the cruise ships as hotels and have big monitors everywhere.
And then try to get through airport security.
Right. All right, our next hot topic. The secret is out. Last week, a restaurant manager in Massachusetts told one of his employees to secretly and discreetly make a reservation for Tom Brady. Instead, she told the entire staff and everyone on Snapchat. Turns out Brady wasn't coming at all. It was just a big test to see how employees would react if somebody famous was going to come to the restaurant. Can you keep a secret like that? Did she do the right thing, or is this unprofessional?
I think it's unprofessional.
Oh, absolutely
Yeah,
it is.
totally. If your boss tells you to do something, whether you agree or disagree, unless there's something unethical or illegal about it, you do it, or you find a different place to work.
But I will give credit. She was not fired. She didn't lose her job. This was a teachable moment.
Right.
And I think that that's important. I think, you know, I don't know, how old is this manager? How much experience does she have? I think that this could be just a very important lesson in, you know, watch what you say.
Yeah, because, you know, if it was Tom Brady actually coming and then this happened and a bunch of people showed up, Brady would never go back.
Could be a whole another ballgame.
It would have been awful. All right, our next hot topic, the mystery is solved. Turns out the B in IHOP stands for burgers, and the name change is only temporary. IHOP made the announcement this week and promptly got roasted on Twitter by Wendy's and countless other restaurants. This was somebody said this is a big publicity stunt when this thing first happened last week. And
sure it is.
You know, I wasn't sure if it was or not, and then quite frankly, I forgot about IHOP. So they got me back on the radar.
They did, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I really thought it could have been bacon. What I had tweeted that bacon burgers,
a breakfast maybe,
or something else. Yeah, because they do breakfast.
Yeah,
they do breakfast. That's what I have.
But here's the thing: this is even though they were roasted, and even though they got a lot of flack for this, it really shows that there is no such thing necessarily as bad publicity. Because, like you said, it's back on your radar. And people are now thinking, okay, IHOP also does burgers.
Kind of cheesy, though, a little
bit. Did you eat there?
Little cheeseburger.
Cheeseburgers?
Yeah.
Did you eat there this week, though? You said it's on your radar, but are you physically going to go
No, I probably won't. When I used to live in Florida, I ate at a couple of them down there, and I'm more of a breakfast guy, waffle guy, but yeah, no.
You know, here's the thing. Next time I'm in an IHOP, I may actually try one of their burgers.
There you go.
Yeah.
It worked on you, I guess.
I just have to make it to one.
All right, moving on. What not to do at the movies? Loud talking, loud eating, and cell phone use top the list of what annoys most people at the theater. This is one of the reasons I do not go to those brick and mortar theaters anymore. I just cannot stand rude people. Cannot do it. That's why I don't go. It's just so annoying.
I go to the high-priced ones because the higher you pay for the ticket and you get the ones where you can have drinks and dinner and everything, you don't get a lot of people in there. They're smaller theaters. The higher price keeps some people away. And here's what's not on that list. Have you ever seen people bring their dogs into the movie theater?
No. Is that even legal?
I don't know if it is, but I sat one time behind a woman, and I thought she had a baby the whole movie, and it was a dog I saw at the end. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Well, look, talking right there, that's just a no-no. You don't sit there and have a conversation with the person next to you. But I'm not offended by people, because I recognize there may be doctors who are on call trying to be out with their family and their kids. I'm not upset if you get a text message. I mean, I don't necessarily want to hear the bling in the theater, But I'm okay if you have to check your phone and then excuse yourself.
Yeah, well, that's okay. But, you know, the phone goes off and
the
then the light
noises.
comes on and then, oh, I think it's totally rude. Don't go. Just stay at home. Or wait till it comes out.
You're waiting for that scare moment, and a cell phone gets in your way seconds before, like, you're going to be.
I will say, I think that there's something to be said, though, about maybe picking a matinee or an off movie time. And I don't mind going by myself or with friends to one that's just less crowded.
Yeah. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right, keep up the good work at Como News. All right, pretty jewelry and cute cats. They are the perfect pair. June is Adoptable Cat Month, and our friends at Seattle Goodwill and Seattle Humane are teaming up for a first-of-its-kind fashion show to celebrate. Next Tuesday, June 19th, starting at 11 a.m., check out Seattle Goodwill's Facebook page for a Facebook Live event where you can see some adorable adoptable cats modeling beautiful baubles from Seattle Goodwill. You can even bid on the jewelry. Visit our website for more information. And are you ready to find love? Do you want to do it on television? If you answered yes, then you are in luck. The 2018 Bachelor Open casting call is next Thursday at Pacific Place. Come down to meet casting producers and audition for the show, or just come down to enjoy a cocktail and do some people watching. Registration begins at 3 p.m. To download an application or to learn more, log on to seattlerefined.com/bachelor. Seattle Refined is just getting started. Coming up, she blinded them with science. Meet a woman hitting the road to share her passion with others. But first, the man behind one of the most provocative comedies of this summer or any summer. That's coming up next. Keep it here.
Show us.
Welcome back to Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. It has been called ambitious, hilarious, and totally original. Sorry to Bother You is getting rave reviews from critics and audiences alike. The film is the brainchild of a first-time writer-director, Boots Riley. Refined's Brandon Bernstead sat down with Riley as he prepared to screen the movie at SIFF.
Welcome, Power Caller. I hope you did not.
Holla, 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 holla.
It's among the most talked about movies of the year. Sorry to Bother You is played to sold-out crowds from South by Southwest to SIFF, where it was the festival's centerpiece gala.
Made an absurdist dark comedy with magical realism and science fiction inspired by the world of telemarketing.
Years ago, writer-director Boots Riley spent time working in telemarketing. This film is his revenge against the industry. Get Out's Lakeith Stanfield stars as Cassius, a telemarketer who discovers a skill.
Use your white voice.
Hey, Mr. Kramer, this is Langston from Regal View.
A skill that gives him magical selling powers, allowing him to shoot up the corporate ladder. At least that's the simple version. Sorry to Bother You is a film that starts out in the world of cold calls and then goes so many other places.
We've been able to hide everything that the movie is about. There's gonna be some stuff happening that you just didn't even think was gonna happen from the trailer.
Sorry to Bother You is Riley's directorial debut, but if you know music, then you probably already know his name. Riley is the founder and frontman of the hip-hop group The Coup, and a noted producer.
Being a producer in music is very similar to being a director. It's about serving the final thing and attaching your ego to that final piece of art as opposed to the steps along the way.
He finished the screenplay for the movie back in 2012, but Riley thinks the film's release couldn't have come at a better time.
When I finished it, Lakeith Stanfield had not even been in his first movie yet. And so the development of this movie was one that was parallel to the development of his career, so that we could meet each other here and kind of burst onto the scene together.
And they're bursting onto the scene in a big way. If you want evidence, just look at the rest of the cast. Tessa Thompson, Armie Hammer, Terry Crews, Danny Glover, talent from top to bottom.
All of these actors, could have been making a lot more money during the month that we shot this. And on set, there was a camaraderie around making this, trying to make this a piece of art that would last and affect people in a certain way and be talked about for years to come.
To that end, Riley made a film that doesn't follow a formula. It creates a new one. Is it entertaining, funny? Of course. But Sorry to Bother You has a depth more akin to a novel than a movie.
I didn't want to make it simplistic like some movies are, like boom, 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 here's the point, you know. I wanted it to leave you with a lot to talk about, a lot to chew on.
That's what I'm talking about.
For Seattle Refined, I'm Brandon Bernstead.
Sorry to Bother You opens everywhere on July 6th. To learn more about the movie, just log on to our website, seattlerefined.com. Coming up on Refined, KOMO's Eric Johnson introduces us to one of his heroes and our photos of the week. It's up next. Welcome back to the show. You know, whether it's kindness, knowledge, or just a smile, one of the joys of life is being able to pay your good fortunes on to others. In today's edition of Eric's Heroes, we meet a woman who hits the highway to share the joy of science.
Meet Dr. Amanda Jones. She's a longtime soldier in the ongoing war to help keep small children alive. She's an expert in microbiology and infectious diseases at Seattle Children's Research Institute. In the high-rise where she works, little lights go on, little breakthroughs are made, little miracles transpire. But away from all the laboratories in the bustling city, this doctor likes to take her act and her PhD out on the road. The good doctor rides shotgun in the mammoth 425 horsepower, 38,000-pound mobile science lab that she designed herself. This woman is driven.
This is my baby, absolutely, yes.
She enrolled in truck driver's school, mastered the double clutch, and was the first person to drive this beast.
I was the only woman, and I certainly was the only PhD.
It's her license to visit our state's most remote towns. When the kids can't come to the science, she takes the science to the kids. Ever been to Onion Creek, Washington? Dr. Jones has.
We've been all along the I-90 corridor and up and down the I-5 corridor.
On our itinerary today is Lyman, Washington, population 454. Look for it on the map, and you'll find it east of Cedar-Woolley, past welcoming farmers, in the middle of green pastures with grazing cows. At the town's only elementary school, Dr. Jones and her team set up camp. In a matter of minutes, they transform their mobile home into a working lab where kids become scientists and learn and dream.
Remember at the beginning when we talked about what a reagent does? It detects sugar and it starts blue and then it turns red. And do you have any? Many of the schools don't do any science other than what they do with us.
The 4th, 5th, and 6th graders get outfitted with goggles so they won't be blinded by science. And they conduct real experiments like real researchers.
You're going to be adding 2 milliliters of the lysis buffer to your spit tube. This is real science. This is what scientists do in their laboratory every day. Spit. Awesome.
Let me ask you something. When was the last time you got to isolate your own DNA?
It looks like the cells are forming.
And there in Lyman, Washington, little lights go on, little breakthroughs are made, and who knows, maybe from these seeds someday, little miracles will transpire.
Isn't that cool? Yeah. What's really rewarding for me is to see kids who never really understood science before. The light bulb comes on.
It's the reward that keeps Dr. Jones rolling from town to town, taking the road less traveled, spreading the gospel of science.
I have, because I think that it's really important to inspire the next generation, right? Who's going to answer the questions? Who's going to come up with the next cure for our diseases that we haven't been able to identify cures for if we're not getting kids interested and excited early?
And that is why Dr. Amanda Jones is my hero.
That is a great story. Look for more of Eric's Heroes every week right here on Refined. You can also find them on the KOMO website or on Eric Johnson's Facebook page. All you have to do is hit video. Seattle Refined will be right back. We're just about finished with this episode of Seattle Refined. As we end the show, here are some of our favorite photos and moments of the week. Have a great Friday and a weekend, everybody.